Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. There is a great movie, and I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I'll try and recap it real quick, that was called Pulp Fiction. And actually, in the extras of Pulp Fiction that was cut out of the original movie, there was a scene that Uma Thurman explained. There's two kinds of people in the world. There's Beatles people, and there's Elvis people. Beatles people can like Elvis people can like Beatles people, but you are truly just an Elvis person or a Beatles person. And if you think about yourself, you'll probably kind of realize that. Now, I'm going to take that same theory and same idea to apply to a time of my life in the late 70s, early 80s that was very, very important to me as I was becoming a man, or puberty. So, back then for me, there was two kinds of women. There was Pinky Tuscadero people, and there were Leather Tuscadero people. If you don't know from Happy Days, Pinky dated Fonzie, and she was a very soft pink, very feminine. Leather was the very rock and roll girl. I like the rock and roll girl. So, Leather Tuscadero, she would come on, she would sing, and she's in her whole leather outfit. And that was the kind of woman for me, and that's what I really love. So pretty much the beginning of my life, I always went for kind of the bad girl, if you will. And so my rock music, or the music that I really kind of gravitated to, would be that kind of person. So Lita Ford, or Joan Jett, or Heart was the kind of music that I liked, or seemed to like the most. Women with guitar. So that kind of carried through all the way through my life. Not that I didn't like other music, but you know. So one time in college, that's a big jump from puberty to college, but just bear with me. So anyway, so one time in college, I had an opportunity to go to a concert and see this woman that I was absolutely smitten by. She was an amazing rock star, and she could just tear up a guitar. And this was right after her first #1 album. So she had just released her second. She had come to my hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, and I was ecstatic to see her because I'd always had this kind of little rock star crush on her. So I was seeing a girl at the time, and so we both went to the concert. And as I walked in, and I was just so excited because this woman, as she sang, I mean, she was singing about a lot of things. Even though it was from a woman's point of view, it's the kind of thing that I could kind of relate to, about breaking up and being done wrong and just growling and singing, and it was awesome, right? So anyway, my friend and I, we go into the concert, and we'd only been dating a little bit, so not a lot of things had changed from puberty to college. So since we weren't exclusive, as I walked in, being a guy, I looked and I noticed, I was like, wow, there's a lot of women here. This is all right. I had no idea women really liked this artist so much. This is awesome. So I now have an opening line, or maybe I can go get a snack and talk to that cute girl over there, or whatever, you know. So I had all this just going in my head. So we found our seats and we sat down, and the concert hadn't started. And within a few minutes, I looked around, I noticed a lot of women and how few men there really were at this concert. And after a while, I started noticing that there's a lot of women holding hands at this concert. And then eventually, there were a lot of women kissing at this concert. Now, I have no issue with this whatsoever, but what was bothering me so much was having the slow, and I mean very slow, realization that obviously the person that I had a major crush on had no interest in me and never would whatsoever. This was later confirmed. Let me jump another 10 years ahead, if you will. I was hosting a morning show in Massachusetts, and I got to interview Melissa Etheridge. And I told her that very same story about how I had gone, I had a crush on her, how I was smitten and realized that all these ladies in the audience, and this is, of course, when you think about it, way before coming out, and the world is not as comfortable, thankfully, as it is now, a little more accepting of that. So, you know, at the time it was still kind of a secret, but I shared with her, and she said to me, and I still have it on tape to this day, she said, Dave, I'm really sorry that I broke your heart, and I know it must have been devastating for you when you realized I wasn't looking at you, but I was looking at your date. Thank you.